Hi, welcome to our live today, and we are coming to almost end of our 100 days challenge. And I thought it'll be only fair to be talking in with regards to men today. So one thing is that a man finds it very difficult to balance between wife and mother. Now there are those scenarios when uh, husband is staying with his parents, so he, his wife and parents, so he's staying in a joint family. Even if he's not staying in the joint family, he and his wife and parents are in some other house, or parents are in, say, another city, maybe parents are in another country. Still this issue of balancing between wife and mother would always surface, and it is very natural because wife comes from a different home. She comes with a different set of values. She comes from a different culture. Maybe the language was different, maybe the food was different, maybe her upbringing was very different from the kind of upbringing you had. So she's coming from a different zone altogether. And when she comes to your house, when she joins your family, she sees that your family has, there is a possibility that your family has a different culture altogether. Maybe you were brought up with different kinds of values. What was normal, considered to be normal in her house, in her family, is not considered to be good in your family, and could be vice versa. So when she leaves her home and comes to you, she's carrying certain kinds of values, and she's carrying that nature of upbringing with her. So when she comes to you, she is wanting those values to be implemented, because some of those values are the ones which she really cherishes. So she is wanting to have those values in her new family as well. At the same time, there could be a scenario where you and your parents, maybe your mother, you also want that she adapts to the values of your family. So when you want and your parents want her to adopt your kind of values, and she has another set with her, then the clash is bound to happen. And it is something very, very natural that because of the differences in your upbringing, in your culture, the clash is bound to happen. It's very normal, it's very natural. Okay. But what happens to you as a husband, you get pulled towards mother at times, you get pulled towards your wife at times. Now a man gets pulled towards his mother because there is an emotional bond with her. Whatever the reasons of mother's attachment to the child may be, mostly the emotional reasons. So mother is not able to let go of her son. She's not able to understand that he has got married and he needs to divert his time, more attention towards his wife. She's not able to get that. Wife thinks that he's got married, so she deserves more time, more than the mother. So none of them is wrong. Wife is right from her perspective, mother is right from her perspective. But then who suffers and who gets caught? It's the husband. It's the man who gets caught between the two. Imagine a man standing with two arms like this. Wife pulls from this direction and the mother pulls from the other direction, and then he's at a loss. He feels stuck. He feels as if he has been chained, and then he doesn't know what to do. And then so therefore I am trying to tell you what is it that you as husband need to do so that you can manage both the parties. First thing you need to understand is that you got to forget that you can strike a balance between your mother and your wife. There is no way you will be able to strike a balance. And even if you do, it'll happen, it'll stay only for a little while, and again it's going to get tilted. This reminds me of one of the couples I was working with, and when they had joined me, husband and wife were staying separate. wife was staying with her parents. So while we were, working on them, there was a time when husband decided that he's going to take his wife out for dinner. So he called her up and they stepped out for dinner. And when they were on the dining table, one conversation they had was that, he told his wife very jokingly that he lied to his mother to arrange for this dinner. He had to tell his mother that he is going out with office colleague, and that's how he was able to step up. Now, when wife heard this, she got agitated because she thought, why can't you tell your mother that you are with me? I am your wife. Okay, so she got quite agitated, and it so happened that when man reached his home, his mother got to know that he was with his wife, and mother also blasted him. So if you're trying to balance between wife and mother, it is not going to happen. Don't try to balance. Instead, you will do this. One step. There is only one step. There are two ways of doing it. So one way is that you got to be little firm. So when your mother complains to you about your wife, you got to be firm in telling her that you're not going to listen to any complaint. When wife complains, same thing against your mother, same thing that you're going to tell your wife that you're not going to listen to any complaint. Bottom line, you're going to be telling both of them that you will not be entertaining any complaint. Right? Now, you have told them once, you have told them twice, thrice maybe, but you've got to repeat this over time, because in your mother and in your wife, both of them have this pattern of complaining. And pattern is not going to go that easy till you break it again and again, again and again. So they may be complaining to you for the 10th time. Every time you got to be saying that you're not going to entertain that. Let your wife and let your mother, deal with their own issues. And you can tell them very clearly that if you have a complaint, you please directly deal with her, whosoever, mother or wife. So give them that space, give them that time, let them manage their issues. And one thing you can tell them also is that when you are at home with them, you want peace. Okay, now this involves, for you to do this involves a lot of guts, a lot of courage. But when you do this, you will realize that you are able to manage both of them in very happy and positive ways. Okay, now that's one way to do it. Another is another is little mischievous. If you can get into that mischief, then go ahead doing this one. Second way is that when your mother complains about your wife, listen to that complaint and just add one more sentence. So if your mother has said that, she doesn't get up in the morning and she is so lazy and she doesn't come to the kitchen and she does not offer any help to prepare breakfast, even on a holiday, add one sentence. Ah, ma, she's like that only. What to do? Forget it. Add one sentence and then put a full stop there and then. You're not going to add more than that, because adding more than that is going to catch fire, not just in your mother, but in you as well. Okay, so the moment she says she doesn't help in the kitchen in the morning, yeah, she's like that only, ma, forget it, no, just leave it, and change the topic. Do not continue. Same thing you're going to do with your wife. Your wife complains about your mother and just say, yeah, she's like that only, what to do? Just leave it, no, forget it. And put a full stop there. More than that, again, will add to fire, it'll add fire to you and it'll add fire to your wife. And again, if you do this, then what will happen is that, you're getting caught with your mother's fire and you're getting caught with your wife's fire also, and it will burn you first. Okay, so with mother, add that sentence. When you add that sentence, she'll be happy. She'll think that, oh, my son is with me. Settle it down. Okay, there and then, saying that, forget it. When your wife complains, she also starts to feel that, yeah, my husband is with me. Okay, and then forget it. Leave it at that. Now, this is tricky. This needs a bit of skills. This needs you to be in a cool, calm mind. This needs you to be centered and be aware of whatever emotions you are carrying at that time when the complaint is happening, because complaints can be really serious. Okay, but then it'll become more serious if you add to it, if you pay attention to it. So just dissolve it, keeping yourself centered, keeping yourself in awareness of what happens when the complaint comes to you. Just watch yourself, and you will be able to handle, you'll be able to manage both the sides. And trying to balance is a complete no-no, because you will never be able to balance. If you see the balance also, sometimes it is more towards this side, sometimes it is more towards the other side. And even if you try to balance, then both the sides come together for a very little while, and even if they come together, you will see the balance is a little bit shaky. So don't even try to balance. This is what you will do: either a straight and a firm strategy, or a mischievous strategy. Whatever works for you. This needs a little bit of skill, and this needs a little bit of practice. This needs the determination inside you, that this is how you are going to balance between wife and mother. Now, that's only one small thing I am telling you. And if you've been watching videos, there are a lot of things that I have told you what to do and what not to do as a couple. You could be referring to that. But today it's just for you guys to know how to create, I would not say balance, but how to manage the show with your wife and with your mother. All right. And I would love to know from men that when you practice this, what happens? Or if you have already been practicing this, then what has been your experience? Do write in the comment box. And if you're watching this on YouTube, all men, I want you to write that I will not create balance between wife and mother. I will not create balance between wife and mother. Okay, okay. So that's it from me to you today, and you have a great evening. And before I close today's show, I am going to I want to invite you for my live class, or a live interaction with couples. And I'm wanting to connect with those couples who have been married for some time. Age is going by, but they have not been able to conceive yet, despite whatever interventions they have taken. Okay, so our talk is going to be centered around how to conceive naturally, even if prior interventions have failed. Now, you could be one of those couples. You might be knowing some couples who are undergoing this kind of a phase in their life, that they want to conceive, but somehow it's not happening. Or you might be knowing somebody, or you might be that person where you got your first child and you're trying to conceive for the second one, but that's not happening. If that is the case, then again, this talk that we are going to have on 9th of October, which is a Sunday at 6:30 p.m. India time, we will get into that conversation, and we will tell you how to conceive naturally, even if your prior interventions have failed. All right. And link to this talk I am going to be leaving here. All you need to do is to just click on that link and register yourself for this interesting conversation that we are going to have. All right. Take care. Thank you. 2 more days to go, today and day after. Any questions, queries, comments, please feel free to connect with me either privately or here in the comment box, and I will take it up. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Happy Dashera, and bye.